Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana zidna ilma. Allahumma faqihna fid din. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiba wa amalan mutakabbala. Ameen ya rabbal alameen. So here we are with our session number 141, and inshallah we'll start with a question from a brother on our YouTube. The question was about the status of um, Jawabu Shart. So we'll see how we can answer it by using a verse from Quran. I will ask all you sisters to participate in answering this question, inshallah. So when you have a Jumla Shartiya in which Adwatu Shart is Adwatu Shart Jazima. Adwatu Shart Jazima. What is the number one? Understand what does Adwatu Shart Jazima do? Very simple question. When you have yes, so the answer is it makes fail mudare majzoom. It makes a mudare majzoom. Okay. So you have learned it tajzimul fa'ilain, right? Tajzimul fa'ilain. If you go back to your term 2, you will find that there are certain adwat, there are certain isms, and there are certain haruf that can make two af'al majzoom simultaneously, right? So is man among one of those adwat or any adwatu shar jazima that we have been going over. Some of them among the huruf group, and all of the some isms that we have went over that we have gone over, they all are responsible for making mudare majzoom. And if you see you are writing that you see a mudari majzoom after it, if there is a fail madin after it, how do we treat it then? For example, here you have fail nakis kana, or which is madin, so you call it fi mahalli jasmin. Barakallahu feek, my dear sisters. So when you are from now onwards, as you are now advanced students of grammar, almost intermediate to advanced, so you should understand that when we are calling adwatu shart jazima, and we are saying we use this statement tajzimul fi'lain, the statement means it is going to make two af'al majzoom. Okay, it's not talking about the entire sentence. Remember in our last session we went over fail madin or fail mudare itself, and then we took the whole sentence separately, right? Just recently we are separating a fail from the whole sentence, though every fail is a jumla, but still I'm going to treat yaf'al individually, and then I'm going to ask you what is going to be this whole sentence. I'm going to take this nusli as one word, and then the whole sentence. Are you all getting this? When I'm saying my jawabu shart is fi mahalli jazmin, when I'm saying my jawabu shart, jumla jawabu shart is fi mahalli jazmin, am I talking about one word, or am I talking about entire sentence? Very well done. No. Entire sentence, whole sentence, okay? Entire sentence. I'm taking into account the entire sentence. And there is a small video that I have in which I have covered the sentences that have i'rab. The complete sentence will have an i'rab, and the whole sentence is being talked about, like how the complete sentence is going to be fi mahalli jazmin, or fi mahalli raf'in, or fi mahalli nasbin, right? So if you have not gone over that, please do watch it, and I think it will be very, very beneficial. And this topic was briefly covered in our Surat Ar-Rahman sessions as well. Okay, so now again, if it is not clear, remember, when you see this thing, Man la yarham la yurham. What is the status of these two af'al that are right on your screen? They are both, they are both majzoom. Not fi mahalli jazm, they are majzoom bis sakoon, right? Right? They are mudare, and you are seeing a visible sakoon, and this is going to be not fi mahalli, this is majzoom, right? What is making them majzoom? Everyone is with me. Man is making them majzoom. What type of man is that makes mudare majzoom? Man shartiya makes mudare majzoom, right? Whoever does not do rahim, whoever does not do mercy, is not shown mercy, right? So your jumla shartiya is ending where? The first fail, yarham, hmm? Right? Yarham, and from yurham, la yurham is your, what is la yurham? It is jawab. Okay. Do you see man making two af'al majzoom, right? So this is what it does at the level of a fail. Okay. La yarham, what is the status of this? I I will, I will, this the status of this sentence, considering what is man, what should be the status of this la yarham? What do you think? No, no, la yarham, the first one. So look here, look here. What is man in this case? Look, now come at the sentence level, not at the fail level. Come back, come forward. Okay, so man is mubtada. What is la yarham? And the whole, and some will say that the whole thing as well, that they will include jawab as well. It is going to be fi mahalli raf'in, right? Because it is going to be the khabru man. Is this clear so far? Right? Within the sentence. Now, if I go inside the sentence, and I give you this, I asked you the status of la yurham, the whole sentence. I'm not talking about just yurham. I'm asking you about la yurham together. This is a complete sentence. What will be the status? La mahalla laha. It is going to be la mahalla laha, jawabu shart. When you are seeing a jawabu shart with no fa, attached, call it la mahalla laha min al-i'rab. When you are looking at the whole picture, the big picture, which is la yarham, la yurham, you call it fi mahalli raf'in khabru man. But when you are looking at just la yurham, which is jawabu shart, if your jawabu shart is not preceded by fa or iza, what are you going to call that sentence? The whole sentence at a sentence level, not at the fail level, not at it in some level. The whole sentence level, you are going to label it as la mahalla laha min al-i'rab. Okay, if wherever you do not see fa or idha fujaiya, you are going to call that jawabu shart la mahalla laha min al-i'rab, and this is the status of a complete sentence. It can have 100,000 things in it. It can have maf'ul lahu, it can have maf'ul bihi, it can have maf'ul mutlaq, what mutaliq bills, whatsoever comes. The answer is going to be at the sentence level. If my jawabu shart does not have fa attached, it's going to be la muhalla laha min al-i'rab. Okay, now this was that one. Here, faman kana yarju liqa'a rabbihi. If I asked you status of kana, what is the status of kana? Just status of kana. considering man. So I'm seeing two answers now. I'm asking just the status of kana. I'm not considering the whole sentence yet. I'm asking you to give me the status of just kana. There was a manchartiya. You are calling this manchartiya, yes or no? You are calling this manchartiya. Kana is going to be fi mahali jazmin, because now it is fail madin naqis. So now I have to label it as fi mahali jazmin. Okay. Now kana has yarju. What is you? What's the status of yarju considering kana before it? If it is kana yarju, it is nasbin status. Why? Do it at the level of, at the basic level first. Okay. Yarju is khabru kana. That is why it is rightly going to be labeled as fi mahalli nasbin. But everyone, is this clear? What is the status of khabar of kana or fail, any fail naqis? It's going to be nasbin status, right? Or fi mahalli nasbin, right? So is the case going to be yarju. Looking at the fail level, what is the status of yarju? It is rafin status. Why rafin status? It is marfu bidamatul, because there is a waw at the end and there is a implied dhamma, right? There is dhamma, there is implied dhamma, implied, not zahira, because there is no dhamma there. Is it zahir? Where are you seeing dhamma on waw? You are not seeing it, right? Everyone, no problems. Are you seeing the dhamma on waw? If it was visible, if it was yarjuvu, you will call it dhammatu zahira, that there is a clear visible dhamma. But here there is no dhamma zahira, so it is marfu bidhammatul muqaddara, bidhammatul muqaddara. Is this clear to each and every one of you? Now look at liqa'a. What is liqa'a? Maf'ul bihi for yarju, right? Rabbihi, liqa'a rabbihi, can they be connected? They are going to be, there is an idafa. Rabbi is majroor bil idafa, and he is again majroor bil idafa, right? This is, my dear sister, this is ra, jim, waw are the root letters. This is not wawil jama'a. Sister Shiraz, is this clear? This waw is wawil jama'a. Yarju has root letters ra, jim, waw. It is, if it was, it is not the light form of yarjuna, okay? And there is no reason for it to be light anyways, because kana is already blocking here. The effect, kana is taking the effect from man. It does not have to be majzoom in status. Noon is not dropped from here. It is rough in status because of waw. It is yarju. Who are yarju? Ra, jim, waw are the root letters. Is this clear, Sister Shiraz? Okay. Alhamdulillah. Okay, now let's move forward. So the sentence is ending at fa, or where is sentence ending? Where is your sentence ending? Rabbi, he is the end of your sentence. Is this clear to each and every one of you? Now look at it at the level of a bigger, sentence. So this is, you have connected everything together. Yarju liqa'a rabbihi. Liqa'a rabbihi is maf'ul bihi. So for yarju, so this all is going to be khabru kana fi mahalli nasbin. Is this how you are going to do it? I need more answers. I know it's a little more complicated than It should be. Now, when I ask you the sentence from here to here, just consider from here to here, what's the status? All together, all together. في محل رفع خبر من خبر من, because every time man is followed by kana, man is going to be labeled as mubtada, and whatever comes after it is man shartiya is going to be labeled as mubtada, man shartiya is going to be labeled as mubtada, and its rest is going to be the khabar. I hope this was clear. Now when you look here, فَلْيَعْمَلْ أَمَلًا صَالِحًا, Fa is going to be foul rabita. Everyone agrees. Do we see mudare mansoob or anything mansoob after foul rabita? Should we expect anything mansoob after foul rabita? This is foul rabita. This is not foul sababiya, right? If it was foul sababiya, you will expect something, a mudare mansoob after it. This one is foul rabita. I'm not expecting this fa to bring, any, it's not for that purpose, right? This is shart. We are in a shartiya sentences, right? We are doing shart and jawabu shart. Now, what kind of lam are you seeing here? What is lam sakun? Lamul amr is the name of this pretty lam, and it is not spelled as li. Who can tell me the reason it cannot be spelled as li here? Why is it not? Why is lam not spelled as li? Because there's a reason, my dear sisters. Why is it with sakun? There is a fa before, there is a atf before. Whenever there is summa fa waw before lamul jazima, which is also called lamul amr, it's going to take upon a sakun. Is this clear to each and every one of you? If it is not, let me know, okay? Because that's bad, okay? So far, everything good? Mudare after lamul amr. What is the status of mudare after lamul amr? It is majzoom. At the fail level, it is majzoom. How is it majzoom? Bisakun. Majzoom bisakun. Right? Amalan saliha. Amalan. So now think about it. Whoever he does, amal, now think amalan salihan are the mawsoof sifa. How will you connect amalan? What kind of a word amalan is? Then he should do. Okay, so I'm seeing maful bihis there, and there is one maful mutalak. Amalan. Come back to amalan. What kind of a ism amalan is in terms of sarf? And I'm going to check as well. It is a masdar. And when you have a masdar that spells the same as your fail, what do you call that masdar? It is going to be mutlaq. All agree? Okay. Is this clear so far, my dear sisters? We are all on the same page now. Look at this whole thing here, from here to here. What is the status of this whole thing? It is fi mahalli jazmin. Why? Because of fa'ur rabita, and also because the shart was set up by man shartiya, right? Right? The whole sentence at the sentence level At the sentence level, we are talking about the fail is majzoom because of lam. Fail ya'mal is majzoom because of lam. But the amalan salihan, if the whole sentence is majzoom because of fa'ur rabita. Okay? So there is a difference. Stay at the level of fail and then go on to the level of complete sentence. Okay? Sister Amina, is this clear, my dear sister? That how we are going to call the whole sentence as fi mahalli jazmin. Now look at this one real quick, and we need to go fast on this one. Man yaf'al zalika. This we have covered it in the last session too. So 2 minutes, and I want to do it fast. So man is going to be man chartiya, yaf'al, and it's going to be mubtada as well. The rest is all khabar until naran is the khabar. Yaf'al is fail mudare majzoom, right? Mudare majzoom. The status of this sentence, I don't know. I need to know what is before it to know the status of this sentence. For example, no, no, this sentence is rough in status, right? But the status of, if somebody asks me what is the status of from here to here, including man, there's another status, but we'll not do it today. I think that I went ahead of myself. So just yaf'al zalika udwanan wa zulman, I will focus here. Yaf'al is going to be, yes, depends on the situation. Yes, let's not go there. Okay. Yes. So if it can be istinaf, and then it's istinafia, and that's for another day. Yaf'al is going to be fi mahalli. The whole sentence is fi mahalli raf'in khabruman. Everyone agrees? Is this clear? What about Sister Amina? What about Sister Umme Farhan? And I need to someday know your real names. Okay, Sister Afsha, are you with me? This is your shirt. And the whole sentence is going to be fi mahalli raf'in. Zalika is going to be labeled as mafulun bihi. Tasneem, okay. Yours is a tasneem, okay. Zalika mafulun bihi. What about udwana wa zulman? Achha, okay, let me, whoever does that, udwana wa zulman. Everyone wants to call it hal? No other choices? Nee, why badal? No, no. Think about maf'ul. Only maf'ul. I need a maf'ul here. But give me another maf'ul. Don't tell me I want a maf'ul. Don't give me hal.
Assalamualaikum. Waalaikumsalam. How's you running?
Sister, please mute yourself. Sister Tasneem, you are unmuted. Okay. So no tamyiz, no. Whenever you have a sentence and you have mafuls, a lot of mafuls coming in the sentence, no matter what type of maful, if your what kind of a word is surf wise, udwan and zulm? What kind of a word? It's a masdar. And I once gave you a tip, Sister Faiza, that if you see masdar and if it is not matching your fail, and I'm going to give it to all of you, if your masdar is not matching your fail, there are two options. You have given me the first option. It can be hal. You are calling it hal. But the more authentic option I taught you, and I think you forgot. No, 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 no. It is going to be lahu. Maf'ul lahu. Maf'ul lahu is usually when you have a masdar, you will see, and most authentic books will say maf'ul lahu. If you have a masdar and it is not maf'ul mutlaq, and you may be calling it a hal, but the most most correct way that how Arabs do it is they call it maf'ul lahu. Whoever he does that to cause animosity and zulm, then he shall burn in fire. Make sense? Or you don't agree? And you don't have to agree. This is a tip. All the time in the past, udwana was zulman. When I was, as a we shall, sorry, my translation was wrong. Yeah, so we shall burn him in the fire. So in the past I would just think of it as a hal, but I have learned that no, whenever I have a masdar, the most accurate way to treat it is as maf'ul lahu. As maf'ul lahu, when it, though it may appear as hal, but it's going to be maf'ul lahu when it is a masdar and it is not mutlaq. I cannot call it mutlaq. The next thing I have to think about is maf'ul lahu. Yes, lahu, why? Li ajlihi. Maf'ul lahu or maf'ul li ajlihi. Yes, that is what it is. It answers your why. Whoever does that, why does he do that? Out of animosity or just want to do zulm? Right? Then we shall burn him in fire. Okay. Yes, it is giving you the reasoning. Why does he do that? Is this clear to all of you? And will you take this tip home today? That if I see maf'ul, which is a masdar, I have to think about lahu number one before I think about any hal. Before calling it a hal, I have to think about maf'ul li ajlihi. Okay, that is how I have learned it. Okay, now for sofa, sofa is a harf or an ism or a fail. I need to know that. It's a harf. La mahalla laha min al-i'rab. Nuslihi. Nusli. What is it? Mudare. Status. I need a status after you tell me mudare, give me the status of mudare, my dear sisters. It is raf in status. Biddammatu zahira or bin noon or biddammatil muqaddara. It is muqaddara, right? I cannot see any dhamma on ya. So I'm going to call it is marfu bidammatul muqaddara. He is going to be what? Attached pronoun with a fail is going to be maful bihi. Naran. Nusli is maful. It takes two maful. So naran. Now tell me, naran should be maful bihi number two. Though you may call it, you may think of it as a fihi, but no, it is maful bihi too. Okay, keep that in mind. Now tell me the status of sofa nuslihi naran. But you told me nusli is marfu in status. Whole sentence. Again, whole sentence is going to be fi mahalli jasmin, and you have to think that way. No matter test you with the hardest of the stuff. Remember that. You are going to tell me at the level of sentence, the status of the sentence is fi mahalli jasmin, and that is what I'm going to label it. Okay? Is this now drilled in your brains? Or we need some more drilling? Okay, I'm not going to come back to this topic now. Okay, and I hope this answers this brother's question. What was his name? Let me see his name, and so that he knows that was, we spent good amount of time and we tried our best to answer him. Okay, so yeah, so what is the, where is he? Okay. His name was Hasib Tariq. So brother Hasib Tariq should know that every time he has Jawabu Shart preceded by Fa'u Rabita or Idafu Jaya, he is going to label it as Fi Mahalli Jasmin when Shart has been set up by Adwatu Shart Jazima. Only fail is mansoob after Fa'us Sababiya, right? Fa'u Rabita does not do any such thing. When we are in Shart, when we are dealing with Shartiya Jumlas, we talk about Adwatu Shart, Arkanu Shart, right? Arkanu Shart includes Adwatu Shart, Jumla Shartiya, and Jawabu Shart. And then we have learned a little bit about how we are going to take each and everything on a fail level and also at the level of a complete sentence. Okay, now let's come to today's topic. Have you ever learned about is? What kind of an ism is? It's right in front of your screen, and you have learned it as mudaf. Is it an ism or what? Yes, it's a zarf. Very well done. It's a zarf. What is zarf? Real quick. I need to know. What kind of a word is zarf? It's a noun of time and place. Most of us have learned it as an ism, which is a noun of time and place. Okay, right? Is that is how you have learned it. It comes usually in as mudaf, and you have learned special cases where a whole sentence is mudaf ilayhi after it. And the status of those special sentences, who remembers? What is the status of a sentence after is? When is an ism, is a zarf, how do you label it? You label it as fi mahalli jarrin, right? Fi mahalli jar. Everyone remembers that? No, without confusion, and it is mudaf ilayhi. Yes, absolutely. So that part is clear to each and every one of you. Now let's look at it. Is can be a zarf, which will denote fail madin, and it comes in the meaning of hina. Sometimes it will come in the meaning of iza, and it will direct you to future events. Sometimes you will see sometimes you will see is as maf'ul bihi, which is going to give you the meaning of time. Sometimes you also see it as badal from the maf'ul bihi, and sometimes you will see it as mudaf ilayhi. Mudaf ilayhi. So let's just cover each and every type of is. Okay. Now this was the is when it is an ism. Does is also come as harf? Yes, it does. In that case, it is harf mufaja'ah, which means just like iza fujaiya, there is fujaiya. It comes as harf ta'lil, and ta'lil means what? Who remembers? We have done lame ta'lil, and it's the same. What should be the meaning? It should give. It is going to be the is of reasoning, right? It will give you the meaning of reasoning, so that or because, right? It will tell you why something should happen, okay? Or so that so that this happens, so that that happens, okay? So that is a little bit about is when it is a harf. In Quran, I personally have um, I'm finding it hard to find an example, but you know there are these two types. Is can be ism, is can be harf, it can be harf fujaiya, it can be harf talim. You need to focus on the first column because that you are going to see lots of time. The fujaiya means suddenly, right? Suddenly, just like Iza, you see it, then suddenly the snake was moving very fast, and the serpent was moving fast, and so Taha, it has come. So that is going to be the meaning of Hujaiya. Okay, something that is what it means. The word means. Okay, so now let's see is al ismiya, which is a zarf, which is a noun of time. And now just be very careful how you're going to find it. It's not going to be always at the beginning of your verse, though you will find in Quran many verses beginning with is. Okay, so when you are finding it in the middle of the verse, how you are going to understand it? Can you see here a verse from Quran? Everyone can see it here, and forget about the Arabic what is written there. Okay, illa tansuruh. What do you think is this illa? Is this illa which means except, or is it in plus la? And yes, it is in plus la. Anyone remembers that la? What's the name for that la that comes between harf jazm or its fail, harf nasb or its fail mansoob? What is that la? Very well done. Yes, it is mu'tarida. Very good job. Itradiya or mu'tarida. Very well done. I'm very proud of you girls. Okay, now That is that la. This one is that la. To be precise, it is la nafiya mutarida. Okay. So now come back. Tansuruh is your, is your jumla shartiya, and is a felu shart, which is majzoom bi in. Who is mafulun bihi? Faqad nasarahu Allahu إذ أخرجه الذين كفروا. Then indeed Allah helped him when those who disbelieved expelled him. So does the sentence make sense so far? So far, what is doing here for you? What answer are we getting from is? Yes, right? It is answering your Allah helped him. When did Allah help him? When disbelievers expelled him, right? So right at the moment, when did Allah help? Allah helped him. Allah helped him. The action was help of Allah. Allah helped him. Allah did the action. Yani marful ta'zim, lafzul jalala, and is answering your when question. And I've been telling you, you can label it as fi mahalli nasbin mafulun fihi, or you can call it mutalik bil. Is this clear to each and every one of you? How you, this is an ism. Treat it like an ism. It's a zarf. Treat it like a zarf here. And what is going to be the status of akhrajahu alladhina kafaru? When is going to be seen as ism, that is zarf as well, comes up as a mudaf too. The sentence after it is going to be its mudaf ilayhi, and the status of akhrajahu alladhina kafaru is going to be fi mahalli jarrin. What is the status of kafaru? La mahalla laha min al-i'rab. Right? Again, what is the status of this sentence? قَدْ نَصَرَهُ اللَّهُ إِذْ أَخْرَجَهُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. And now you have to be careful. You have to write another letter because both J's are going to be confusing then. Because majzoom, for majzoom, you girls are putting J, and for jar, you are putting J. So then I don't know if somebody's calling it jar or somebody's calling it majzoom. So this is fi mahalli jazmin. This is majzoom. That's what you're telling me? Barakallahu feek. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. And I'm very proud of all of you. Now I'm going to come back for Sister Ranaz's question. You have a jumla failure starting with nasara. Nasara, fail, mabni, al fatha. Who is attached pronoun? Always attached pronoun is going to be mafulun bihi. Lafzul jalala is the fa'il. Right? Lafzul jalala, Allah is the fa'il. Is answering, Allah helped him. When did Allah help him? Is akhrajahu allazina kafaru. When disbelievers expelled him, at that time, Allah helped him. Is akhrajahu allazina kafaru answering your one question? Sister Anas, if somebody asked you, when did Allah help him? Can you say that is akhrajahu allazina kafaru? So this is, can you call it mafulun fihi, or can you call it mabni la sukun fi mahalli nasbin? Because this is, there is a sukun there, so it is non-flexible, but it's always going to be with the sukun. And you can call it fi mahalli nasbin mafulun fihi, or you can call it muta'alliq bil. Huh? Is this clear now? Sister Tasneem, good? Are we all on the same page? Okay, let's do another example of is when it is in another kind of a sentence. Now you are going to see the sentence. I'm going to do this part, okay, so that we cover more types of is, and sometimes it is going to be this one. Let's do this one first. It is going to give you an information about something that is going to happen in future, okay? So sofa ya'lamuna is izil أغلال في أعناقهم والسلاسل يسحبون. So, they shall know, they shall know when chains will be in their necks. Is this is answering your when question? Yes or no? I need an answer. Right? When they will know when the chains, when the aglal will be in their necks. Is this clear to all of you? What is going to be the status of this jumla ismiya? Al-aghlalu fi anakihim fi mahalli jar, because is mudaf, and the whole sentence is going to be mudaf ilayhi fi mahalli jarrin. Okay? And I have written here, sometimes they can be used interchangeably. There can be a taqarud. They borrow each other's properties. Remember, when you were taught is, what does it do to a sentence? It pushes the meaning in past. With iza, the meaning is in present future. With is, meaning is pushed in the past. But we are talking about day of judgment here, it seems like. No? Why is being used? What do you think? What is the purpose of using is here? Sometimes when something, when you were expecting to see present tense and you are expecting something that is used to push the meaning in past, that is for that this is going to be guaranteed. It's going to, there is no ifs and buts about it. It's going to be for sure happening. There will be aghlal in their necks. Now look at another type. Now let me tell you, don't look at the rest of my slide, and don't, I want you to don't. Okay? Wazkuru iz kuntum qalilan. And you all remember when you were few, fakastarakum, then he increased you all. Here, does is answering your when question? Is it? Are you sure? Is it answering your when question? Okay. Okay. Is this, now let me give you another question. Should it be maf'ul bihi? Should it be maf'ul bihi? Oh no, so should it be maf'ul fihi? Fihi. Can it be maf'ul fihi? Yes? Okay, now tell me. Let me give you another example. وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً قَالُوا, and the whole story goes. إِذْ قَالَ. Usually, when this is there, it is said that there is a fail before it, which was uzkuru, that is omitted, that is mahzuf. And you have heard mahzuf word many times from my mouth. Mahzuf means it's not there, but it is implied in the understanding and in tafsir. So uskuru is qala rabbuka lil malaikati. Remember when your Rabb said to the angels, is this is about time? Can I remember? Can I remember? Let me ask you now. Can I be there when Allah was telling angels? Was I there? Can I remember at that moment? Hmm? I was not even there. I was not there. How can I be thinking about because I was not even there when Allah said to this. I was not even present there. So this here is here, though it is, it's all, it is zarf and all that we have learned about it, but here it is waskuru is, remember what is the right answer for this type of is. whenever you have instances where Allah is narrating to you the stories of previous times, or he's narrating to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam the stories of previous time, he is not asking him to go back in time and be in that time and remember it. That time has passed. He's asking him to remember the incident. He is asking him to remember the incident, and Allah is asking us all to remember. What should you remember? إذ قال ربك للملائكة إذ قلنا للملائكة اسجدوا. Allah is asking us and Prophet to remember. So all of these instances where you have an incident mentioned in Quran, you call your is maf'ul bihi for fele mahzoof uzkuru. And you all remember when we saved وَإِذْ نَجَّيْنَاكُمْ مِنْ آلِ فِرْعَوْنَ, when we saved you all from the people of Fir'aun. Is this making sense? Because you were not there when this was happening. Always remember, maf'ul fihi should answer your question of when or where of the fail. It is a time and place. It's a time and place of the fail, right? So when you did this verse from me, with me actually, not from me, Allah helped him. Allah helped Prophet when disbelievers expelled him. So this was rightly mafulun fihi, and you were calling it fi mahalli nasbin mafulun fihi. Again, they shall know when they shall know, when the chains will be in their necks, at the time when the chains will be in their necks, right? Now here, uzkuru, or for example, the first one, sometimes it's going to be right there mentioned, uzkuru is kuntum kalilan, and remember what? When you were less in number, and he increased you all, because that time when they were less in number has passed, right? They are not in the time when they were less in number. Allah is asking them to remember that incident. Is this making any sense? Is this clear to all of you? This here is going to be, again, is this going to be fi mahalli nasbin, but the reason is not because it is maf'ul fihi, but the reason is because it is maf'ul bihi. Always remember, maf'ul fihi, the time and the place of action. Okay, when the action, it's a time and the place when the action is happening, when something is happening. Okay, for example, I like Friday. Is Friday going to be labeled as muta'alliq then, or should it be labeled as maf'ul fihi? I like Friday. It is answering I like what? So think of it like that. Similarly, in this case, and in all those, when Allah is going to narrate to you in Quran from now onwards, and the Ramadan is around the corner, and you will be going over your Quranic studies, people finish Qurans and everything. So whenever you are going to those instances where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is narrating to you the stories from the past, and narrating to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam the stories from the past, always remember, is can be after uskuru, or you are going to say that this is maf'ul bihi for uskuru that has been omitted, that is mahzoof. Type 1 if it is clear. Type 2 if you want me to repeat. Ranas, are you with me? Type 2. Okay, so there is a 2. Okay, so remember, your maf'ul fihi is going to be the time and place of any action. If you see any zarf, any word that has to do something with time and place, anything that has to do with time and place, but it is not telling you when or where the action happened, do not automatically write maf'ul fihi for it. Label it, look for some other maf'ul. For example, When I ask Allah, give me Jannah, is Jannah maf'ul fihi? Though it's a place. Should it be maf'ul fihi? It is maf'ul bihi because it is answering my what question. Though I am asking for Jannah, which is a place. Or if I ask Allah, Allah, I want to be, I want a house near you. Is Al Bayt. And this house is a place, right? Is this maf'ul fihi or should it be maf'ul bihi? It is maf'ul bihi, right? This is answering your what question. Not always, not always your zaruf that you have learned are going to answer, or zaruf that are, that are samai are going to answer your where and when question. So be careful with that, okay? Most of the time, the moment people see a place, they just call it maful fihi. There is a knee-jerk reaction. They call everything is maful fihi. It is not. Okay. So from this, will you remember? The trick to remember this is whenever there's a story mentioned after is, you are not in the there. So you can, our prophet was not there. That was a story from 1,000 years ago. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking him to remember an incident. Remember what? When we saved Ali, when we saved you all from Ali Fir'aun? Or remember what we said to angels? You all prostrate to Adam? So they prostrated, except Iblis. He 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 did not, he disobeyed and he became arrogant and he was from the disbelievers. I hope this is clear to each and every one of you. Okay. Yes, yes, you are going to label it as mafulun bihi. You are going to label it as always mafulun bihi. Okay? So here I have written in your the slides that will be shared with you will have the i'rab and it's going to be mafulun bihi. Okay? Is this clear to my dear sisters? And whatever is after it, kuntum qalilan. What is the status of this? Kuntum qalilan. What kind of a sentence? Very well done. It's going to be fi mahalli jarrin. Jumla ismiya is fi mahalli jarrin. Very well done. Kuntum. Let's do quickly the i'rab of kuntum. Fail naqis, fail madin naqis. Wa ismu kana, no mubtada. Ismu kana is ta'ul fa'il. Qalilan is going to be khabru kana. Is this clear? And meme is there. Li jamai zakur, right? It is meme is there to tell you. Meme is there to tell you this is for masculine plural. The word is for being used for masculine plural. Okay. Now, what happens here? And this concept we have not done. So let me come back to this later. Let me show you another one. Who recites this dua? Rabbana la tuzigh qulubana ba'da idh hadaytana. I think it's from Surah Ali Imran. Alhamdulillah, barakallahu feek. So now here, is, what is the status of is? Who can tell me? It is jar. Why is it jar? It is mudaf ilayhi for ba'da, right? There is ba'da and is, it's mudafun ilayhi. What's the status of hadaytana? It's a jumla failiya, fail madin, wal fa'il, ta'ul fa'il, na is damir muttasil, maful bihi, mabni ala sakun, fi mahalli nasbin, right? So the whole jumla failure is going to be your fi mahalli jar because it is mudaf ilayhi for is. Easy so far? Now comes an is that becomes izin. Sometimes you will see is as izin. So what happens here? Wal waznu yawma idhin haqq. No mudaf ilayhi, so it's going to be heavy. It's going to be with tanween. Okay, its mudaf ilayhi is missing. So far clear? When is does not have mudaf ilayhi, it is going to be munawwanan. Munawwan means something, a word is going to have a tanween. It comes from munawwan, means a word has a tanween. The word is munawwan, it means a word has a tanween. And tanween is, two zabars, two zairs, two peshes, right? In case of is, you are going to see kasratain. Okay? So here, there was no mudaf ilayhi for is, and you are going to see it in its heavy form. Then comes is harf. When is it harf? It's going to be harf when it comes after bainama. If there is a word bainama, it's going to be a harf, and it is going to be a harf fujaya. Idal mufaja'a means it's a fujaya. Remember it as fujaya, like ida fujaya. Remember as is fujaya. It's going to be easy for you then. So here you see that Umar bin Khattab is narrating, Umar bin Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu is narrating a hadith that, we were sit with Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that day. Suddenly, tala'a alayna rajul, a man came upon us. Okay, so a very famous hadith. So here, why am I translating is as, yes, hadith of Jibreel, yes. Why am I going to translate it as suddenly? The trick for that is, it is going to be following bainama. If there is a bainama before this word bainama, which we don't see very commonly, the is going to be fujaya. And here you will notice that the translation is going to be like, suddenly a man appeared upon us. And in this in a hadith you will see it, yes. This one, yes, in the hadith we see it. That's why I brought it here, so that at least you have an idea when to translate it, how to translate it. Can I call it mudaf? Can I call this as mudaf and tala'a as mudaf ilayhi? Why not? It's a harf. Is this clear to each and every one of you? When a word is a harf, it has no place in i'rab. It cannot be called as fa'il or maf'ul or muta'alliq bil. No, that does not happen. It will have no status. Barakallahu feek, my dear sisters. It's a harf. It's going to be la mahalla laha min al-i'rab. Okay. So is this clear? And let me take a chance on this one. And let's see. Sometimes, is going to be coming up as badal from maful bihi, which means a substitute or a replacement of maful bihi, a special something about maful bihi, if not complete replacement. Let me tell you how. Waskur, and remember, fil kitabi, in the book. Who to remember? What is Maryam answering here? What is name Maryam answering here in Surat Maryam, verse number 16? Maryam is maf'ul bihi. Idhin tabazat min ahliha. What should I remember about Maryam? When she secluded herself from her family in a easterly place, right? So this one, this one is a badal. This is a badal. That what about Maryam? What should I mention or remember about Maryam? When she secluded herself, this part of Maryam, because Maryam is a whole individual, not the entire Maryam. No, this incident about Maryam, when she separated herself from her family in a far easterly place. So this is badal from Maryam. This is what is about Maryam, but not exactly the entire Maryam. So this is, but here, we are talking about Maryam, right? Everyone know that, right? So this can be, since it is badal ishtimal from Maryam, so that is how you are going to take it. For the badal we have to cover with my with rest of the sisters. Those who have already covered badal can appreciate this verse, right? Yeah. What about Maryam? this thing about Maryam. For example, if I say, I like my teacher. What about my teacher? Her teaching style sometimes, right? Or she's so nice. Sometimes, this this specific thing is being about when this badal is you can say that I like Zaid, his intelligence. This is something, not the complete Zaid. Zaid may have many qualities, but what inspires me or what I like about him is his intelligence. So that is badal ishtimal, and inshallah we will cover that ishtimal in our upcoming sessions. And but for now, you just when you have not, it's not exactly the kul or bad or something. It is something specific, some one thing that you are going to pick, and you are going to say, okay, this thing about this from the whole individual, this very thing from the whole place, this very thing. When you can do that, which is not going to be the part of it, no, it's just some special quality or something like that. Usually in terms of, it comes in the in some special quality of a month, or for example, in Quran we have um, this Hurmat, the months of sacred months, that something has been forbidden. What is forbidden in it? Qital. So qital is that has been has been picked out, and that is istimal from the entire thing, from the entire sacred months. Sacred months have a lot to offer, but what about specifically is forbidden is qital, that you cannot fight in those sacred months. So that comes under the umbrella of istimal. Yeah, something it's usually a trait that or something, or in this case you are not seeing a trait, but you're seeing her seclusion, right? But it's very interesting example of badal ishtimal from Maryam alayhi salam. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all your efforts, and inshallah I just want to take one more minute. Who can tell me before I end the session, and I know I'm already past 3 minutes, wa inna insha'allahu lamuhtadun. So this one, can it be lamul fariqa? Can it? Why? Why, my smart students? It cannot be. It is muzahlaqa. Very well done. Yes, it is muzahlaqa. But there is an in there. Why not? Because this in, is it in mukhaffafa? Is it translated as indeed? You are all right. This is in shartiya. So, right? So that is why your answers, if you have called it muzahlaqa, it was right, because this is the in here is in shartiya. And lamul faraka comes with in mukhaffafa, which means indeed, right? And this jumla is jumla itradiya. I was about to ask you this question, and jazakallah khair for answering this question. Yes, it is jumla. This is jumla mutarida. This insha'allahu is jumla mutarida. Very well done. Very proud of you all, and inshallah keep striving in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all your efforts, and subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. We'll see each other in our next session, and you will be given you will be taught taught a very interesting topic. Sister Faiza is going to give you some details inshallah about it, and so come prepared inshallah.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khairan.
Ameen.